Hey you guys, welcome to the first official episode of Navigating Girlhood Together. Basically, we are having a girls' night out in our cozy pajamas and we are talking. Grab your favorite drinks, wrap a blanket around you or get into a cozy environment. Today, we are talking about something really fun. Girls, let's talk boys. Okay, let's talk boys. In this video, I'm basically sharing my first cursed date romanticizing boys. Green flags, red flags, delusional flags. How guys can literally be so clueless at times. Don't even get me started on that. And just how planning a date with a guy is harder than solving equations of maths. Let's just get into it. I want to give you a quick introduction to my channel. If any of these topics that you're seeing on your screen right now interest you, if you like watching such content, consider checking out my channel. Just go check it out. And if you like it, consider subscribing because that would make my day, okay? I also have an Instagram page where I post a lot of vertical content on fashion and self-love and positive content, so you can definitely follow me there. I also have a small business, Ronil, which is basically about affordable and trendy accessories. So if you are looking for affordable accessories, you can definitely check out my website. All the links of that are down in the description box. So let's talk boys. So let's just start this video with a story time. I have this thing, okay? I have this weird conclusion that I've come to, that all my firsts are cursed, okay? All my firsts are cursed, and I'm going to tell you why. Because my first boyfriend, I can't even think I can call him my first boyfriend, and my first date was, that is what I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the story of my first date and what the hell happened, what the actual hell happened. And my first kiss was not, but TMI, we're not talking about that. Let's just get into this. I like this guy, okay? So I'm talking to him on chats, and he's a part-time student at my college, junior college. This is 2-3 years ago, okay? So I'm talking with this guy, and we've been talking all day, all night, and night on video calls, on chat, on calls. We've been talking, okay? And this guy wouldn't ask me on a date, and I'm like, come on, dude, step up your game. And I was like, you know what? Leave. I'm just gonna do it myself. So I told him, when are you asking me on a date? Ask me on a date. And he's like, sure. And then he asked me on a date, and we decided that a mall is a good option. The plan was, now here the point is, I told my friend, the only friend I had in that college, that I'm busy that day, okay? We had a mutual friend, which was my only friend in college that year. I had just gone to this new college, okay? And she's like, you know what, let's hang out on Sunday. And I'm like, shit, I haven't told her about that we've been talking, okay? So I'm like, no, I can't be able to, I won't be able to, I'm busy, okay? So then she goes and asks this guy that, let's hang out. And he's like, shit, I have to go on this date. But he cannot tell, so he doesn't tell. Basically tells, I'm busy, I'm caught up with something. Okay, leave this all. Sunday, okay, I travel 1 hour away from my house to go meet at this mall. Okay, I meet there and I'm super excited, okay, because this is my first date. And I was like, yay, finally. Okay, and then this guy calls, I'm at the mall, and this guy shows up with his mom and his little brother. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, he's like, this is my mom, this is my younger brother. And I'm like, shit, what is happening here, okay? Because his parents didn't know about this, okay? Closure, his parents were strict and they didn't know about this. So, and I'm like, okay, weird. And then this guy tells me that, my mom was like, I have some work and she's gonna leave in 15 minutes. She was just dropping me by. And I was like, okay, that's cool, okay? It's weird, but it's cool, okay? And what he told his mom, that we are hanging out the girl that we both kind of told that we were busy, and one more friend of his, okay? Then he goes and tells his mom that, you know what, both of those people, the guy and the girl, which were additional to me, cancelled at the last minute, and it's just me and him. I mean, even my grandma wouldn't buy that excuse. My grandma would be like, come on, do you think I'm dumb? That's just nobody would buy that excuse, okay? And now this mom was going to leave in 15 minutes, but then she's like, you know what, I found out that I had to get a tattoo, but I can get a tattoo here only in the mall, so I'm gonna stay here with you. And I'm like, are you what? And then I was like, okay, when she's going to go to get a tattoo, it's gonna take some time. Then she proceeds to leave the little brother with us, and the little brother wants to go to the time zone. And I'm like, that's not how I envisioned my first date to be. It is so weird. We go to the time zone and this guy is playing with his brother, and I'm like, okay. But he was genuinely sweet, a sweet guy. There were some sweet moments, but additional to that, it was weird. Then the mom joins us again, and then she's like, she's basically like, let's have lunch, okay? And this, I'm sitting on the table they are having like a family lunch, and I'm like, this feels like me crashing a family outing more than a date. And yeah, that was basically it. And later I found out that the guy and the girl, that the girl we both told that we are not busy, had gone out with the guy that apparently he had told his mother about, and they went together out, and that guy told them that they are on a date, and that girl was like, are you kidding me, you guys both ditched me for. And yeah, she was angry, and that was the whole scene. And that was the story of my first date, which was basically, I don't think it counts as a first date, it counts more like me crashing a family outing. Can we please talk about how clueless guys can be? Like, sometimes they're just clueless, and I'm like, how can you not think about that? Like, it's just right in front of you. Like, their thinking process is just different, I think, and I'll never understand that, just how clueless they are. And that brings me to the point that, there are just some things in guys that are just so attractive, I think, okay? Like, that makes a guys instantly more attractive. And I know girls, every girl has that list, okay? Like, everybody has their own preference, but they're just things that I feel are universal, that when he genuinely actually listens, instead of talking about him, he actually listens to what you want to say, your dreams, or whatever you are talking about, he genuinely listens. That's such an attractive thing. Like, these are just dumb things that make guys suddenly more attractive. Or when he plans the whole thing, not, you don't have to keep telling him that what's the plan, how it's going to happen, what we are going to do. When he actually plans the whole thing himself, and then he's like, yeah, we can do this, and this is the plan, instantly more attractive. Because I think guys have a problem with planning, okay? Or when he rolls up his sleeves. Okay, shirts, you cannot fight me on this. Shirts are the most attractive thing on guys, and when they roll up their sleeves, you literally cannot fight me on this, girls. Oh my god, can we talk about voice? Is also such a thing. Like, I'm not talking about deep voice or a certain type. I mean, I know we shouldn't judge a person on their voice, but like that chill, layback tone of talking, or that approach of talking, I think that's like really nice. that is really attractive, I think. Or being sweet. Like, I don't know who put that in their heads that we like guys who are like manly and mean and bad boys. Like, a guy being sweet is the sweetest thing ever, according to me. Like, I don't know about being sweet to me or to anybody for that matter, okay? That instantly makes them more attractive. Oh my god, passion and ambition. Like, I think this is personal to me, but like, I don't know why guys think that we don't want to know what they want to do in the future, what their passions are, what they are passionate about. Like, when their eyes lit up when they're talking about something that they genuinely enjoy or love, like, yes, I'm listening, tell me about it, tell me about that weird little hobby you have, or that passion you have, or what you want to do in life. I'm here, I am seated and listening to you. And like, those small things, a girl for big gestures. Like, I like the small things more, okay? I think that small efforts make guys more attractive. Like, him taking the bag from my hand, or him taking the clutcher and keeping it, like him just taking things from my hand, opening the door for me. And the most important, remembering the little details that I told you about myself in a random conversation. That is such a attractive thing. Like, if you remember the little thing that I smallly put it somewhere, and you remember that, instant attraction, guys. And coming to my point, like, why the hell is planning so hard for guys? Like, literally, why is so hard? Like, can you please get a hang of things? Like, saying that let's go on a movie date is not a plan. What are we doing? When are we going? Which show are we going? When are we going to meet? How are we going to meet? Details, guys, details. Like, why? Being a clear-cut planning is such a struggle for guys. I will never understand. Like, what, when, how, where? Come on, answer these things, okay? Like, I genuinely feel, maybe it's just my experience, but planning a date or planning anything with a guy is such a headache. Like, it drives me crazy, okay? It genuinely drives me crazy. Like, hello, say something, dude, just say something. And oh my god, can we please take a minute to talk about nicknames? Like, oh my god, I didn't realize, like, I didn't know this was a thing, but I think it's super cute and it's super attractive. And it's like, I'm like, the minute a guy gives me like a nickname, and it's not about the nickname, okay? I used to think that I like this nickname, I like that nickname, but it's not really about what nickname. But it's like, when a guy makes up a random nickname for you and keeps calling you that same thing, it's just so cute, guys. It's just so cute. Like, I don't know, it's just me or not, but I think it's super cute and super, like, I'm down bad for you then. It's just so cute. Like, when a guy keeps using that same special nickname for you, I'm like, I don't like nicknames or like pet names or anything, but come on, guys, giving you a nickname, like, instant, I'm down bad for you. Let's get into the real talk right now. Red flags, and guys, okay, red flags that I've recently come across, and girls, watch out for these, okay? I'm like telling you guys, watch out. If you see this, run. Number one is lack of clarity. Okay, I don't know, this has become like recently I've come to this conclusion that if a guy doesn't know what he wants and is not clear about it, I am not here to sort it out for you, dude. Get some clarity, touch some grass. Like if you ask for a yes or no question and he answers in a way that is yes and a no at the same time, I am like, you like, that's a instant turn off for me. Like if I'm asking you a yes and no question, you can just answer in a yes or no, but no, they want to answer yes and no at the same time. Like that is just so infuriating, and that's a red flag according to me. Second is if you are carrying 70-80% of the conversation. I've seen most girls around me, like so many girls around me do the same, like do this thing, like you're carrying 70-80% of the conversation. Girl, that's a red flag. It's not a guy thing, it's not like just guys or just him being introverted or shy or not knowing how to make a conversation. Like if you want to talk to me, get a hang of these things. Like instant red flag, that guy is not interested in you. You are the one carrying the conversation, and if you stop, the conversation will literally stop, and that's what you need to do. Third is the biggest one, is he talks about only himself. Him, he never asks about you. He literally never asking questions about you is such a red flag. If a guy genuinely likes you, or if there's any hope with a guy, he'll genuinely be interested in you, your life, your passions, your hobbies, what you are doing. He just wouldn't, like a red flag. Like I think this is one of the biggest red flags. If he just keeps talking about him, it's always about him, this, his problems, his this, his that, whatever, only him. My god, talking to his ex or talking about his ex or ex crush, ex girlfriend. My god, girl, I actually once consoled a guy for an hour that I liked on a call about his ex-girlfriend getting a new guy, and I'm like, oh my god, that's just so embarrassing. But girl, don't get that into a trap. Like I have been in that trap, and I know at that moment that doesn't feel like a red flag, but like girl, that is just embarrassing later. Like after that, I'm like, never again, this is never happening again. And last is short replies. Like if a guy is giving short replies, he's not interested in you, period. Like period. A short blunt replies is literally sign of disinterest, and I don't care if he's introvert or that's his way of typing or he's busy or whatever. If he's giving short replies, girl, he's not interested, move on. Thank you, next girl. I'm coming towards my favorite section of the video. Is he into you, or are you just Delulu? Because I wish somebody would have given this to me, because a lot of times he's not into us and we're just making things in my head. Like, let's be real, like girls, let's be real. I genuinely think this, that whenever we like a guy, we put them a filter on, like we put some goggles on. I like to call it the love filter or the oxytocin glasses. It's basically we enhance their good features, and their negative things and the red flags just become the blind spots. Like we cannot see the red flags, and we only see the small good things, and we enhance that, and the red flags are almost negligible to see. Like every little tiny thing, that basic decency is like a cutest thing ever, is a huge green flag, and we just ignore all the red flags. Like the minute that you catch yourself romanticizing a guy, like girl, you are in delusional land. You need to get out of there immediately. Just see the facts for it. Don't romanticize this guy. Don't make stories about him in your head. Let the real thing happen. Don't make it in your head. When we want him to, like, we start associating that guy with the guy that we made up in our head, and that's just Delulu land, girl. Like, okay, one of the best ways to see if you're in delusional land, or if this guy is really nice or really good for you, is if you can tell your best friend or the closest thing, that like the closest girlfriend that you have. Like for example, for me is my sister, or the closest girlfriend. If you can't tell her the story or tell her about this guy without fabricating half the story, you are in delusional land. This guy is not actually nice for you, and you're just in delusional land thinking that is, and you made up in your head, like you've made a Wattpad story in your head, and you are down bad for it. But you need to get out of your fantasy and see the reality. Like if you can't tell your best friend about it, something is wrong, girl. And okay, when you're talking to a guy, stop listening to love songs. Okay, like this literally happened to me recently. I'm talking to a guy and I started listening to love songs, and then I'm like, oh my god, this guy is so nice. Oh, and then you get into the love fever phase, and don't listen to love songs when you're talking to. Literally stop making fantasies about them in your head. Let the real thing happen. Don't make fantasies, because then we get into the delusional land, and then we try to make them into something that they are not. Okay, like if you are keep telling your best friend that no, he's shy, he likes me, he's just shy, or he's just busy, when in reality he hasn't texted you in 3 days, because you're in trouble, like deep trouble. Like don't confuse fantasy with reality, because if he wanted to, he would. Like if he wanted to, he would. Okay, let's talk about the most interesting section, I think, according to this video, is girl math surviving boys. Like literal girl math, on literally a guidebook of surviving boys 101. Let me give you some rules here, aka girl math. You can survive boys way easier with this. Rule 1, never ever depend on a guy. Don't let him owe you anything, okay? Buy your own things. Don't let him have anything over you. Like, that just creates an imbalance in the relationship. Keep it equal, okay? Rule number 2, stop stalking his ex. Okay, I know we've all done it, and I know most of us are guilty of this, but girls, stop. Literally, it's not helping you get anywhere. It won't tell you anything about him. It's a reason that they did not work out. So stop stalking his ex. Like, stalking him, I get it, like we all do it, and it's like, it's okay to a point stalking him, but stalking his ex, that's a tricky slope. Don't go there. It's not gonna help you in any single way. Rule number 3, never lose sleep over a guy. Okay, literally put this thought in your head, like, no guy or nobody in the world is worth losing your sleep. Okay, like, no person in the world is important enough for you to lose your sleep over at night. No girl, never ever don't keep fussing about a dry text all night. I know we've all done it, overthought that one dry text, but literally, girl, no guy deserves your sleep. Rule 4 is dates, okay? I think there's a huge question, like, who should pay? Let the guy pay. Like, okay, first of all, I am not paying for the full date, okay? I'm not okay with that. I am not paying the full date. I definitely always have the money to pay half, always offer to pay half, because that's just fair, girl. Like, come on. That's just fair. Give half your share. Like, that just gets him an upper hand, and I don't like that. So I like to pay half. And I like, a lot of times the guys are very sweet, and they won't, like, they're like, no, it's cool, like, you can offer 2-3 times, but then it becomes like rude to ask more, like, more times to just pay for it, and that just becomes a little arrogant. So if he insists, let him pay on the first date, but from the second, third day, get it. Like, if there's a second, third day, and if you're like having more dates than one, then, well, 50-50 is the way to go. Pay for half of your day, like half of the date, like you had the food as well, you had the fun as well, so pay for half of it, okay? Like, on the first day, if he insists, let him pay, but at least offer to pay. Like, I think it's human decency to offer to pay at least 3 to 4 times, and from the second and third day on, like from the second date onwards, pay for half of the date, because what are we living in, 18th century? Like, we are literally not living in the 18th century, so just pay for your stuff, okay? And rule number 5 is don't lower your standards, okay? Just because a guy doesn't meet it doesn't mean that you have to lower your standards, okay? Little adjusting and little up and down is fine, but sometimes you just gotta step back and look at how much you're adjusting. Like, just because a guy is not meeting your standards, and just because you haven't met a guy who is not meeting your standards, doesn't mean that you have to lower them. Like, adjusting a little is fine, but if you're like bending over fully and he's doing nothing, then girl, that's not having standards, and you are just working all over your own standards, and don't do that. And lastly, I want to talk about this thing called, I call it the period low delusion, or yeah, it's period love potion, okay? That is what I call menstrual love potion, or period a love potion or something, because I don't know if this happens to you, but this is such a real thing for me. Like, I don't know if it's just me or it's everybody, but girls, like, I am instantly so much more attractive to guys. Like, every guy around me becomes like at least 10 times more attractive just after my periods end, okay? So that is where you get into trouble, okay? I feel that that's where I get into trouble, because that's when I do stupid shit for stupid guys, stupid boys, okay? Like, I don't know, just after my periods end, I just instantly find guys insanely more attractive. Like, it's just weird. Like, I'll be in college and I'll never find somebody attractive, and then suddenly when my periods are ending, I'll find every guy walking by very attractive. Like, that actually happens, okay? Like, is it just me, or is it just a delusional thing that I've made in my head, or it's just hormones? I don't know, but it is actually there, okay? Like, it's insane, and I'm like, why are you doing this to me? Like, brain, why are you doing this to me? Stop. Alright, and that brings us to the end of this video. Oh my god, girls, I had such a fun time talking to you. I love this girl talk. Should I do more? Because next time I want to talk about friendships, female friendships, and just navigating friendships in real life, like, or some other topic, anything that you want to talk about, because I had so much fun making this video, and this is so fun, and it's like we're talking up, we're besties and we're talking. That's it for today's girl talk. And moral of the story, boys, get some clarity. Girls, stop being so delusional. I want to hear all your stories, so like, share, comment, subscribe, share this with your besties, and have a talk about it. Or I want to hear all your crazy stories about guys. I just want to hear all your girl math things about guys, and let's just talk about guys in the comment section. I would love to have a chat, so anything and everything in the comment section. Like, because you like this video, because that just helps me get better and better videos for you, and I just have so much fun time shooting for you, and that just gives me an extra motivation. And most importantly, subscribe, girl, please, because that would make my day, and that just helps me, like, that just encourages me so much. But so subscribe, and with that, that's all for the video. You know I love you, right?